Okay, so today we are going to look at stem changing verbs. All a stem changing verb is a verb that has a change in the stem, and we'll look at that in a minute. But first, let's review our AR, ER, IR present tense endings. Remember, these are for the present tense. Okay, so you've got your AR verbs. You've got o, as, a, amos, ais, and an. Okay, then for ER, o, es, e, hemos, eis, and en. We've got IR verbs, which is pretty much like the ER, except for two places. It's in the vosotros and the nosotros. Hemos, is, and en. Okay, so those are the conjugations. If I am going too fast, guys, feel free to pause, rewind, look back, whatever you need to do. All right, so now that we reviewed the endings, let's talk about stem changer verbs. These verbs have a change, okay, which occurs in the stem portion of the verb. Now, we talked about this a little bit a while back, and so just remember that in a verb, so if we've got jugar, okay, this is the ending, okay, and then everything that's not the ending is the stem. So that's what I'm referring to when I say the stem, is everything that's not the ending. Remember, endings are ER, AR, and IR. So this change occurs in all conjugation forms in the present tense, except for nosotros and vosotros. Okay, those stems will not change. They'll just stay the same. Okay, there are four types of stem changing verbs. We've got E to IE, E to I, O to UE, and U to UE. Okay, so those are the four types. If you're wondering how do you know what verb is a stem changing verb, what verb's not, if you look in your vocabulary, okay, your vocabulary, like your slides that we went over, it will have it out to the side. So for example, almorzar had an O to UE out beside it, okay? That's what that means. It means this is a stem changing verb. Your stem is going to change from O to UE. Okay, we also had repetir, okay, and it had E to I. Okay, that means in your stem, the E is going to change to an I. Okay, so going down, stem changing verbs are also called boot verbs. Okay, and basically what that means is anything that is outside the boot is not going to change. So looking at this boot here, we're just going to divide it. Okay, we're going to divide it into our normal table. Okay, you've got yo, tú, él, ella, usted, nosotros, vosotros, ellos, ellas, ustedes. Okay, so here's our table. So let's look at the verb jugar, which means like play a sport or a game. So jugar changes from U to UE. So looking at the verb jugar, your AR is your ending, okay, and your JUG is going to be your stem. So that U in the stem is going to change to UE. So we've got yo juego, tú juegas, okay? Now, you still want to conjugate it, you still want to take off the ending and add the correct ending, okay? But we are just making a little change to the stem. Now, everything outside the boot is not going to change, okay? So the stem doesn't change, it stays the same. Same here. Then it goes back to changing, so we're back inside the boot. Okay, so it changes in all forms except for nosotros and vosotros. All right, let's look at the verb tener, which we had seen over the last couple days, okay, over the last couple classes. Remember though, it is irregular in the yo form. Okay, let me finish writing my table. Okay, ellos, ellas, ustedes. Okay, if at any point you guys have questions during this video and I'm just not explaining it, please pause it, ask me, I'll be around. Okay, remember tener is irregular in the yo form. It is a go verb. So we've got tengo. Now we're back to normal. Now tener changes from E to IE. Okay, so we've got our ending. Okay, then we've got our stem. Remember the E and the stem is the one that changes. E to IE, tiene, tienes, tiene. We're outside the boot, so the stem doesn't change. Now we're back inside the boot, so the stem changes again. Okay, so we've changed from E and we've gone to IE. All right, the last example I want to look at is venir, okay, to say that someone's coming or to a place or event. Actually, let's go back up to tener. This is kind of a confusing definition. Again, it just means to have. Okay. All right, venir. So, we got our table. If you guys need to look at what the subject pronouns are in the table, look up here. I've got them written. You can write them down. Okay, venir goes from E to IE. So we've got our ending. Then this E is going to change to IE. Okay, now it is irregular in the yo. This is a go verb. So this is going to be vengo. Okay. Then we're back to normal. The E changes to IE. Vienes. Él, ella, usted, viene. Okay. Venimos. Okay, we're outside the boot. Venís. Vienen. Okay. So, a couple of irregular forms in the yo form. All you need to do is memorize those. Everything else follows the rules. Okay, so how do you know what to do whenever there are two? So we had repetir earlier. Okay, repetir goes from E to I. Okay, we've got the ending, but wait, we've got two E's in the stem. Okay, that seems kind of confusing. Your rule is the second letter is the one that's going to change. Okay, so if you've got two E's, the second E is the one that changes. So if I want to say I repeat, I would say repito. Okay, my second E changed to an I. All right, let's practice a little bit. Go ahead and pause your video. I'd like you to do the first 5, and then unpause, and I will go over it with you guys. All right, so we've got jugar. We're conjugating for ellos. The U changes to UE. It would be juegan. Okay, nosotros, remember that's outside the boot. So the stem does not change. And we've got tenemos. Okay, yo. This one's irregular. Vengo. Tú, U changes to UE. Juegas. Ana, okay, E changes to IE. DNA. All right, pause your video again. Go ahead and do the next 5. If you guys have questions, please raise your hand and ask me. All right, we've got Jose. E to IE. Viene. Felipe y yo. Okay. This is in the nosotros form, so it doesn't change. Venimos. Noé y Kiko. It's our subject. So we're going to change, this changes from U to UE. Okay. Juegan. Okay. Mis amigos. E to IE. Tienen. Okay, yo, and this is irregular. This is a go verb. Tengo. Okay. If this is confusing, if you need a few more examples, feel free to come see me. But other than that, You should have all the notes filled in and be ready to move on to your next activity.